pretty strong statements, Commissioner.
It's a pretty serious problem, but that's not what I'm here to talk about.
You're not getting off that easily. This whole question of legalizing gambling in Port Charles has become a political hot potato, and I'd like us to pass it around a bit more.
Yeah, well, politics really isn't my field.
No, but you haven't been exactly shy in voicing your opinion on the casino, and I don't just mean this morning either.
Look, crime prevention happens to be my job, and gambling hasn't made it any easier.
Well, that would explain why you've been keeping such a close eye on the casino. But aren't you threatening to overdo it? I mean, busting the place on opening night?
Look, I would do the same thing again if I had probable cause.
Which was what, exactly?
Look, it's all history now. Are we supposed to be talking about the exposition here?
Well, we are in a way. There's a very interesting relationship developing here between Luke's place and the expo.
Interesting. Well, I guess that's your point of view.
Up until now, the big story out of the expo has been the unveiling of Dr. Gerald's disc. Suddenly, legalized gambling comes along, rears its newsworthy head, and it's threatening to bump the Prometheus disc right out of the headlines.
Never happened. The disc is what the expo is all about, and nothing is going to shove it off the front page. Least of all, Spencer's Casino.
Once again, we're back to Luke Spencer. You know, listening to you talk, I can't help wondering if the issue here isn't the man, not what he's trying to do.
Look, I'd be opposed to gambling even if my own mother had tried to introduce it. Let me repeat, for what I hope is going to be the last time. My fight here is not with any individual.
However you choose to put it, the drug bust is still very much a topic of conversation around here.
Not with me, it isn't.
Then perhaps you haven't heard what people have been saying about it.
Let me make a wild, crazy guess.
Let me save you the trouble. Basically, the suggestion is that the drug bust was nothing but a smokescreen. There was even an editorial wondering if it wasn't an excuse for something more.
I always wondered about that editorial.
Could there have been other motives?
There could have been, but there weren't. Now, the reason for the police action against that casino is now a matter of public record, and I have nothing to add to it.
Then maybe you give us your views on the other troubles that have plagued the casino. What about those problems, Commissioner? Are there any?
These kinds of places inevitably attract trouble. We can only hope that it doesn't get worse.
But you think it will?
I'm sure of it.
We're running out of time, so let me wrap it up with a hypothetical question. I'm curious, Commissioner. If you could do whatever you'd like with Luke's place, what would that be?
Close it down.
Oh. I had a feeling you were going to say that. Well, I'd like to thank our guest, the controversial, outspoken Commissioner of Police, Robert Scorpio. Tomorrow morning, we'll be talking with...
Hot stuff.
Controversial. More like contemptible.
How could he say those kinds of things?
Oh, he'd do anything to get back at
Bobby, why don't you just let your brother demand equal time? A lot of good it'll do him.
Luke is going to do something about it. I'll see to it.